and the thing is the thing that I keep seeing from everyone that, oh, well, it's really good for tomes. Oh, well, it's really good for XP. But, like, is a system that we're adding in 3.35, should that be good for grinding XP anymore? Like, why are we giving such forethought to people who are just joining this game? That's the thing I think that bothers me. That there is more thought in terms of development about people that are just picking up the game or trying to bring people in, when they should be focusing now at three, almost 4 years into this, on the audience that they have. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was so obvious with Verminion. And I just think in all of these new systems that we keep getting, they're trying to split the difference between it being a system that is relevant for players and having a relevant reward for players that have been around for a long time, and also benefiting, low-level new players to this game. Why do we have to do both? Why does every system have to do both those things? Does it?
It does make you wonder when they're going to try to make that pivot from a game,
yes,
from growing to sustaining.
Yes.
It feels like we're there.
It's got to be at 4.0. I mean, it has to be.
They can't do another expansion of trying to grow, can they?
No, they fucking can't. Listen, Square Enix, you're not WoW. I'm sorry, I hate to break this to you. You're not Blizzard. Listen to me very closely. You're not World of Warcraft. You're never going to get to World of Warcraft's level, ever. Period.
By the way, neither is anyone else.
Stop trying. Stop trying to mirror their success in almost everything that they do. That is so fucking frustrating. WoW was really good at serving both ends of their community. You're not. You're fucking it up. You're making it difficult and frustrating to be a continuing player of this game. Why? What is it benefiting you? Are you seeing more subs? Are people sticking around longer? Or are you starting to see a fall off and that's why you're doing free weekends? Come on. This is a business decision. And I feel like you guys are overthinking this shit again and again and again. Stop trying to split the difference and support the people who have been supporting you for 3+ years. This is getting to be a ridiculous, redundant, and frankly frustrating conversation to have.
Yeah, like any new player who comes in at this point, even if 4.0 has nothing for new players, they've still got 3 years of development ready for them?
They've got everything that they laid out with 3.0 is perfectly fine for anyone just coming into this game.
Yeah, I don't see how...
You don't need any more systemic support than that.
Yeah, I agree. I think at this point, like, if they don't show some kind of pivot in 4.0, that would just be mind-boggling. How could you possibly do it?
And the thing is every time we talk about a jumping potion, if they're gonna sit around, oh god, something just clicked in my head. Something just clicked in my head, and this is gonna. Oh no, this is gonna be bad.
I'm scared.
They may justify the leveling potion by saying to us, "This is the way that we're going to be able to develop solely for the end game."
Oh.
There's the sell. That's the sell.
Know.
That's the sell. That's how they get it past us. That's how they get it past their own community. If they're talking about it, guys,
so you're saying they come out and say, we're going to implement a jumping potion.
No. First they say 4.0 is going to be focused on providing content at the end game.
Okay, at max level.
That's the first thing that they say.
Right.
And then they hit us a couple of months later by saying, well, we'll have the jumping potion for anyone who's not there yet.
Due to massive community feedback, we've decided to implement a jumping potion such that players will be able to enjoy the 4.0 content.
Yeah.
Wow, that does sound like a SE press release, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? I hate to be. I mean, you know.
I don't feel like they want to implement that though. Like I feel like that even though they could do that, I don't think that that's in Yoshi's vision.
Why is he talking? But why is he talking about it?
Because
so much?
people have been asking about it.
I don't know. He talks about things. He's very specific about the things that he talks about. Very specific. He doesn't talk about anything. Like, it's very rare. Look, our last episode, we went through everything that he's ever even mentioned offhandedly in an interview. I mean, he knows how close we pay attention to this shit.
And how much we glom onto it.
Yeah. Dude.
It does seem like it probably isn't something
This is
he
the
would've-
cell.
Yeah. Oh.
This is this. I've laid out the cell right here. And the sad part is that it would probably work.
You know what? I'm trying to picture a future Limit Break Radio episode where we have to suss out, like, all right, they're making the pivot and putting in the jumping potion, and we're going to have a debate about whether it's worth it.
I don't think it would be. I simply don't think it would be. You have to have some kind of...
You'd rather them still kind of release almost there but not quite content rather than putting in a jumping potion and focusing on the end game?
No. I don't want either. I think either is the bad move. Doing either one, and especially both, is the bad move. What you should do is you should say, look, it's an MMO. There's going to take a significant investment for you to be able to get what you want out of it. Right? Like, I think that's reasonable for an MMO. It's totally unreasonable to hold your breath and turn blue because you didn't get the one drop that you wanted. And we've kind of all been there. We've all had fucking temper tantrums about not getting the one drop that we wanted. But what was the thing? What was the thing that created the want? Not getting it.
Yeah.
Why are you still playing Pokemon Go? Is there one in there that you want that you haven't gotten yet?
Oh, I know you have one.
Yeah, I definitely have one. I'm asking you. I'm asking everyone listening.
I want Snorlax.
I'm listening. I'm asking everyone listening. Why do you still play that? It's 3 weeks out. Why are you still playing it? You know, like, you got to ask these questions if you're a developer. You have to. And if you keep getting it wrong, you've gotten it wrong 3 times. If you get it wrong 3 times, when are you going to stop and ask yourself, is it something that I'm doing? I feel like Square Enix is the Skinner meme. No, it's not our content that's fucked. It's the players who are wrong. Stop it. Stop telling us that, stop ignoring this shit, man.
The jump potion will likely come with the Xbox One being added to FF14.
Yeah.
More people to draw in from another platform to play.
All of that, it'll all come out. 4.0 will be released on Xbox One. There's the second justification. There's 2 justifications that Square Enix can make right now. And I'm telling you, if they make it, dude, I am going to be so frustrated.
The only way I would be okay with that is if it was this. They released it with Xbox whenever that happens, and it only takes them to level 30. So that they can get an advanced job and they still have to go through the story.
Well, we've been talking about this now for 4 weeks. We've been talking about the different restrictions that they could put on Jumping Potion to make that okay. And the thing that we keep hearing over and over and over again, and the thing that I keep coming to over and over and over again, is no.
Yeah, how about just don't?
Yeah.
Just don't.
Right?
I feel like 1 to 30 is so, it doesn't even matter anyway. And that if they advertise it like, hey, you get to start with level 30, new players might be like, hey, I get to skip some levels. When really, in reality, you're not skipping all that much, but they don't need to know.
Or just make the advanced jobs unlockable at level 1.
Maybe, but at the same time, Nika, is that a value that's worth paying for? Is that a value? Is there enough value in that to make people spend the money? I don't think that there is.
People who haven't started the game yet don't really know that they're not skipping all that much to skip to level 30. I don't know.
It's probably something that would also be like included with buying the Xbox One title.
I don't know, man. I'm so skeeved out and bummed out by this idea. God damn it. Ugh.
It's gag-inducing.
It is. It's terrible. It's so frustrating because it's like it's like being stuck at a job where you're your superior is continually mismanaging something or getting it wrong, and you know exactly what the thing is that needs to be done, and you're telling anyone that will listen, and people are just ignoring you left and right. Like, that's sort of what it feels like to be in the position that we're in and to be putting out the suggestions that we've been putting, because it's like, look, all of these are perfectly good suggestions. They're rooted in our own experience. Granted, we're not game devs. We don't know what the restrictive parts of those requests are, but like, why is this not a part of the conversation? Why do we have another fucking PC gamer interview that asks about, well, what's the general future of this game, as opposed to very pointed questions about, well, what was your thinking in implementing this content? What was your intent in implementing this content? How was it received? Why wasn't it received that well? And what can you do to improve?
Oh my God, I would love to hear that question.
Right?
I know for a fact.
What are you planning on doing to improve?
I highly doubt SE would ever allow that question to come before them, but I would love to hear it asked.
I get it that, some of you guys out there are curious about how parry works, but, if we're given the opportunity to sit down and ask these questions to the devs, which every once in a while in a live letter or some kind of other outlet, a live event, we are given the opportunity. Why do we blow the questions every time? Every time. Every time. I mean, Square Enix won't sit down with us.
No.
They're not going to give us the time of day. They're not going to bother answering us. I don't think they even like us. And that's fine. I don't care.
But they probably don't, which is why we don't get press passes for FanFest either.
No. But you know what? This is a question that is not going to go away. Even if Limit Break Radio stopped broadcasting tomorrow, which it's not, but even if we did stop broadcasting tomorrow, this question is not going to go away.
Yeah, this is not a case of us trying to make something out of something that's not there. This community had very mixed opinions on Deep Dungeon, coming off the heels of a lot of excitement.
Yes.
This was not like, even among our staff, we were pretty split. I liked it. Nico was like, and you were,
Yeah.
Like, this isn't going away. You make the point. If we're not the ones asking it, someone else will.
And the answer is what is important. I mean, Square Enix's response, what their plan is moving forward, that's important. And that's something that I think, we all of us want to know. And, it's dubious that the question never even gets brought up,
Oh, it just goes like, questions are cherry picked. We've known this for a long time. I don't believe a question like that would ever actually make it in front of SE.
Well, you say that, but then when we get the opportunity, like wherever that live one was, where people asked live questions, then people just ask dumb questions, like, when do we get Summoner Glamour? Like, we just ask something that
what do you think?
Really
are they plants?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
No. That you could tell because Yoshi would roll his eyes and sigh at some of these questions. Like,
I don't think so.
That was the first time they had opened up to live questions and people blew it. Like, they should have come in with much more thought. Like, if every single person that had lined up asked a legitimate, thought-provoking development or game content question, they would have had to answer at least one of them.
Yeah. Well, I think the question then becomes like, what are you guys prepared to do as players? What are you guys prepared to do as parts of this community to try to encourage Square Enix to make the content that you want to play? If they're continually making content that you're not going to play, there's that whole vote with your feet.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and encourage anyone to cancel their sub.
Yeah.
No one wants that. I'm a part of this community just like anyone else. No one wants to see sub numbers decline.
No.
Okay, so where is it? Where's the rub going to be? Like, where are we going to get some information and some clarity about how this whole thing moves fucking forward? I mean, I know that FanFest is when it's on the docket, but I mean, I think that there's going to be some really important questions that they're going to need to answer at FanFest. And the whole thing that happens every time they announce anything, where we just get caught up in the hype of it, I you know, like, it's going to take a really critical eye. And I mean, some people are going to be sitting there going, well, Aniro, how can you be even more critical of this game than you guys already are? But, you know, we bought into the hype. We thought that this was going to be good just like everyone else. And when it didn't, you know, now that it doesn't live up to the expectation, the question is, what are we going to do about it? I mean, ultimately, the answer comes from Square Enix. But how vocal are you willing to be? How willing are you to wade into that cesspool of shit that is the official forums? How willing are you to jump into the fucking septic tank of Reddit? Are you keep putting these ideas out there and to keep saying you can do better? It's not. Look, I understand that this is going to come off as very pointed criticism, but I just want this game to be better.
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating to me because I see a lot of the potential that systems like Deep Dungeon or Diadem have, and maybe even some of the underlying ideas. But then it's like everything's being designed by committee. You know, someone comes in and goes, hey, what about this system that's sort of like Dynamis? And then they go, yeah, okay, well, but what about the issue of raid balance? Okay, you know, and it's like, okay, all right, fine, yeah, that's something that needs to be addressed. Or with Deep Dungeon, you know, hey, I've got this great idea for a Nizul Isle-like event. Okay, well, how can level 17 players get involved with that?
I see what you're saying.
Oh, what? Wait, what? That's a ridiculous... Okay, I guess we can go back and try to figure that out. Like, there's just shit that seems shoehorned in there for no good reason, and it doesn't benefit the event. It just benefits someone who is trying to get... it benefits someone trying to get XP. It benefits someone to try to get tomes. That's frustrating.
It feels... Yeah, every